Okay.
Catch up with you. I have one quick one. The White House is telling us the president wants to take his economic message on the road. What more can you tell us about that? And what do you say to those Americans that may think that sounds like what President Biden did with his Bidenomics message on the road?
Well, Trumponomics works and Bidenomics doesn't, and so we've got lots of good news to report to the American people. And I think that people also could just look at their wallets and see that real incomes this year have already gone up by $1,200, and so the affordability gap that was created by Biden's runaway inflation is gradually being whittled away by the higher growth that we have, and the no tax on tips and no tax on overtime and so on. And so President Trump for sure is going to go out there and deliver the message, but in the end, the most important message is going to be what people see in their pockets, which is higher incomes and basically a higher ability to spend.
Kevin, how are you reading the market's movements today? Are you concerned?
It looks, you never know really why markets move, but the story of today is that it's because markets are thinking that the Fed is less likely to cut rates. If you look at the federal funds futures, they are quite a bit lower today, and I think that that's because of some of the speeches that we've been reading from Federal Reserve officials. But I would just remind that based on fundamentals, the two things that changed since the last meeting, or the second to last meeting, are that we had a shutdown that lowered estimates of GDP by 1 to 1.5%, and we had inflation numbers that were much lower than expected. And so the fact that the Fed would move from a posture of 3 rate cuts to 2 after getting news that really says the opposite makes you really wonder what they're thinking over there. So.